Good morning, my Appa are back. Here's the plan. Roof beams. So, more rebar, more forms, more bases, and probably more concrete. On the perimeter wall, there's a slight change of plan, where yesterday I thought they had basically finished on the south perimeter wall. Today they've decided they're actually going to go round that corner and just go one section only, and I think that's really just to give it some support, and then they will switch over to the north side. What could possibly go wrong? So this is the change. Rather than stopping on the south wall there, they're digging out the trench, then they'll put in the base tie beam, and if I've understood correctly, they will complete one 3-meter section, and then they'll stop. And I imagine that is simply to try to make sure that there is a bit of added strength. Once they complete this bit around the corner, should, I imagine, help both sides. So that's the plan. All the time, trying not to blow too hard on this neighbour's wall, because it's probably just about as strong as the other one that fell over. So yeah, they're going to have to be a little bit careful here. Actually, they're going to have to be a lot careful here. Well, this wasn't mentioned to me this morning, but they are going to try to correct this gatepost, which is wonky. Not straight, not correctly perpendicular. So rather than knock the whole thing down, they are going to try and correct it. So we'll have to see how successful that might be. Only 2 guys working here this morning. No, really, there are. Oh, there's one just around the corner. Nat and Ali are working on this section. So we'll see what they do to try and get this corrected. Here we are at the front of the house where they poured the roof beams, ridge beams, yesterday. Forms already coming off. Hard to really tell from down here, but to my eye, again, they look pretty smooth from down here. We might try later on to get up a little bit closer and have a better look. But those coming off, elsewhere, stuff going on. So, little side project. Hose pipes here seem to spring leaks with alarming regularity, and I think they kind of reached the limit of the length of hose pipes that they've spliced together. So they've just added, buried down here, a steel pipe to go under the road, well, the path, and come out the other side and just extend a little bit. I suspect it's not the length, it's simply that cars and trucks were going up and down this path, running over the hose pipe on a daily basis, more than a daily basis, and that probably didn't help the structure of the hose pipe. So there you go, a buried hose pipe channel. I'm going to have a chat with our security cows. One of them has demolished virtually my pallets for my compost, and I do know it was the cows because I saw one of them wandering around in this area, stood up on top of what was left of the charcoal mound. Virtually certain he wandered down this way and knocked over the pallets as he went. Yes, we have to have a very serious chat about them being more careful. It was this one, the bull. I'm not going to talk to him on camera because that would just be silly, but we are going to have a chat. Look, while we're here at the pond, see how fast growth has come back, or is starting to come back on the surface of this pond. What was it, only 5-6 days ago? Brother-in-law Norman basically cleared everything from here, and already more than half the surface is covered with something. Well, we're only 2.5 hours into the day, and already we have a tie beam. We have the first level of concrete hollow block. We've got a column. This will be, I'm moderately confident, this might be done today. And then they move. Then they definitely, almost definitely, are going over to start working on the north side. It's 2 o'clock and we're back here on the bit around the corner. And I thought about it after I said it this morning. I thought that was a little optimistic to say they would get this whole thing done in a day. There's only 2 guys working here, and getting beams, columns, concrete hollow blocks, mortar all done. That was asking a lot. So, good progress though. We're up to row number 2 of concrete hollow blocks here, so they'll get a bit more done today. And maybe that the rest of the concrete hollow blocks, let's guess, tomorrow, and then columns and beams maybe the day after. So yeah, a little bit more work to do, but what do I know? I could still get it all done in the next 2.5 hours. Front gate, Ali, along with a little bit of help from, I think, Nat, they have plastered the gatepost. I'll tell you what, it looks pretty straight now. But as far as I can tell, they've just bolted it up. We'll have to see tomorrow when it's dried enough. We'll get the spirit level out and have a look. In the meantime, looks like Ali's preparing more forms so they can finish off this front section of wall with the top beam and the tops of the columns. So looks like this is going to get more attention over the next few days. If they do that, that would mean right back from where they're working right up towards the west, where they've just turned the corner, all the way back down to here, all the way, take your dizzy pills, back across this side, all the way right around the back of the house. All of that perimeter wall will be done. Still a long way to go, but that's a lot of wall. We've not really had a look downstairs for a little while, and just having a quick look around, they have now removed virtually all of the, what they call the sidings, the sides of the forms for all of these beams. They're all gone, except a tiny little bit in one corner. They removed, as far as I can see, all of the metal bases that they were using when they poured these beams. The only exception is where we have the open areas. There's a little bit remaining in front of us here, and I think round where the entrance hall is, although even there, no, I think they're all gone. So this has not been getting neglected. There has been more work going on downstairs, although our focus has been a lot more upstairs. And speaking of which, we're not overly easy to wander around up here at the moment. There's a lot of scaffolding, again, a lot of things blocking access. They can manage it. They're lighter and more wiry and more flexible. But they have removed most of the forms on the sides of the beams that they poured. So here in this corner where they started, going along the south wall, not all taken down yet, but quite a bit is. And above us here and elsewhere, a lot more going up. Plus more beam, still naked at the moment, but more beam here. Working their way along here. Well, basically
a lot of development and preparation for the next roof beam pours. There's not been any sign of the concrete mixer firing up today, so I don't think anything else has been done with concrete yet, but still a lot of activity, and at least probably more than halfway through up here.
It is very nearly 4:30, and here we are back on the bit around the corner where they are more than halfway up. So tomorrow, pretty confident they will finish it up to the full height. Whether or not they can pour this column and whether or not they're going to put a tie beam on it remains to be seen. Stay tuned for the exciting possible conclusion to the wall around the corner. So this is what we looked at earlier, the wonky gatepost. The question is, has Ali managed to anti-wonk it? Is it now straight? We will come back tomorrow and check it out properly with a spirit level. So the bell has now gone and they're all heading out. No OT tonight. And there was a little more concrete poured in some of the beams upstairs. I'm not going to go and get the drone up there today. It's not enough to make a material difference just for today. We'll probably do that tomorrow. So, roof beams continuing. I'm not sure how much longer this is going to take. The builder keeps saying it'll be done before Christmas, which is still nearly 3 weeks away. I think it'll be faster than that. We'll find out. Anyway, that's the day done. Roof beams, wonky gate post, wall, perimeter wall, a little bit more work downstairs. What can tomorrow bring? We'll find out. See you then.